The latter half of the 80s would see the rise of films with legendary status now, starting with the famed comedy Ghostbusters. Bill Murray and his crew of oddball parapsychologists track down and contain ghosts whenever called to take care of a haunting in New York City. And how can anyone ever forget the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man rampaging around New York? Wes Craven would also finally reach his modern day fame with the release of the original Nightmare on Elm Street. When a mob of angry parents take revenge upon a child predator by killing him, he returns as a burned creature in the nightmares of their children as they get picked off one by one. If you sleep, you die, because Freddy is coming to get you. This movie would also give birth to Robert Englund as a horror icon and launch Johnny Depp's career in film. The rest of the 80s would see films being turned into franchises such as Evil Dead, Aliens, Child's Play, The Thing, and the introduction of the Predator film and series during the tail end of the 80s. The early 90s would see horror getting much critical praise for the latest batch of horror movies. Silence of the Lambs swept Oscars its year and made Anthony Hopkins a horror icon with his portrayal of the famous Hannibal the Cannibal. Kathy Bates would take home the Oscar for her role as a crazed and murderous fan in Stephen King's adaptation of Misery. It was also an impressive feat for her since that was her initial breakout role in a big film, and it won her an Oscar. Talk about beginner's luck. Whoopi Goldberg would also get Oscar attention for her role in Ghost. The mid to late 90s would see a surge in slasher movies once again with stuff like I Know What You Did Last Summer, but the one to really hit it big was Wes Craven's deconstruction of the subgenre with Scream. A killer known as Ghostface goes on a rampage, murdering his victims in accordance to the rules and cliches of horror movies. This series would find much success as a suspenseful, yet humorous and fun series. After the success of the early horror films of the 90s, studios started funding horror projects left and right, in hopes of repeat success, which led to the oversaturation of slasher films and eventually its own demise, as it would never be at the level it was during the 80s and early to mid 90s. Join us next time as we reach the end of our travel down the road of horror.